Hey, a few months ago I wrote a blog post where I tried to explain how difficult it could be to promote the ideas of elegant objects, object-oriented programming concept, which I'm a big fan of and I developed over the last years. So the article was for people who are interested in this concept and they're trying to not to enforce, but to motivate, to encourage their colleagues and their companies and their projects to use the same concept. And I explained how difficult it should be. It will be, it definitely, inevitably will be, because you will have to fight with the status quo. You will have to deal with the traditions, with the best practices that people use in their projects, and it's so difficult to change them. So you will be, in most cases, alone in your company, in your project. And that could be difficult, and it should be difficult. That's my point. It will be difficult. And there I gave a number of recommendations how to deal with this complexity, how to deal with this situation without being frustrated and just quitting and going somewhere else, because somewhere else you will meet the same situation. This video is not about elegant objects. It's about how you deal with this situation when you have an opinion, when you have your own concept of work, when you have your own set of principles you want to enforce for the architecture, for the design, for the programming, and you deal with people who have different opinions about that and they are not ready to accept what you say. I think that aside from the recommendations I gave in this blog post, which you definitely have to read, I would recommend to think about open source. If you have a great idea about how, for example, Java design has to be done for this particular situation, then instead of or on top of convincing your colleagues that they have to listen to you and they have to do what you say, you just go and do this, what you recommend, in some open source product. Maybe you create a framework, maybe you create some demo project, maybe you design some, some library where your ideas are implemented. And then you show them, not only convince them with the diagrams and words and speeches inside your office, but you show them that, look, I have an open source library, which is popular on GitHub, maybe not extremely popular, but look, I have like 100 stars over there, or maybe 1,000 stars, and now look at how it works, and maybe that will be convincing to you that it's not only me speaking, there's a community of people over there, which I managed to gather over the last few years, and this community use what I'm saying, this community is happy about my solution, so now maybe this is going to be a good argument for us in our project. And it will be, definitely will be, because in this case, you're bringing the entire community, the entire user group with you, and this becomes your support group. In the blog post, I said that the key success factor in this fight, in this war over design principles, is gonna be how big is your support group. So before you convince your boss, you convince your architect, convince your people, you build a support group and you do it inside your project. But open source is and probably is a good territory where you can build this support group without even talking to these people. You just give them the solution, just give them the product, and they will get together around your product. And then you bring them as an argument into your conversation with your people. And tell them, like I said, that look, people already use my stuff, so maybe this idea, this paradigm actually makes sense. So because of that, we in our project also have to do it, also have to use it. So that's how open source can help you in your real project. It's gonna build you the support. It's gonna give you support for free. You give something to the open source, you wait for a few years. You invest something there, you work on your library, on your framework, people get together around this framework, they start using it, or maybe just giving you stars. It depends. Maybe it will become even very popular. And that will be your support group, which will be with you forever, because this is just an objective number. Look, I have 100 or 1,000 stars on GitHub. That's very convincing. Try it. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.